Okay, this is going to be a good one. We're going to cover the take selector in this lecture, and it's a really, really nice tool. It is especially useful for keeping your options open when either you or your client can't quite land on a take just yet. What you can do is you can stack up several different takes in the same place on the timeline and toggle between which one is showing, and then you can just choose to finalize that choice at any point. It's a really cool feature, and we're going to go through it in detail right now. So this is 10:36. We have about 5 takes, or 6 takes even, if I can count. We have 6 takes of this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to stack up 3 or 4 takes in the take selector so we can choose what we're going to do, which take we're going to use. So I've put a simple edit down on the timeline, and what I then need to do is select it and right click it, and near the bottom of the drop down menu there is the option for take selector, and I need to left click that. Now this allows me to stack up cuts from any shot really, but ideally it's used to stack up edits from different takes of the same angle, and all I need to do is drag and drop them down here. So I've got take 2, and I have my IO already set, and it's always better to stretch this out a little bit. So I've got my IO already set. I just need to drag and drop into the take selector, and you'll see that it populates down there. In fact, maybe I just squeeze that down, and I can just drop that in there. Now I can switch between either 2 of these. I can slip the top one around to get the timing so, and then I can just go and I can play it and see exactly what I think. You can see the updated audio down there as well. And I can stack up as many of these things as I like, really, as many as are practical to navigate, about 3 or 4 usually. And I've got IO in here, and I can just drag that down. And now I've got a third one. And I toggle between the active takes just by clicking on it. This is weird, but the brighter 2 are deselected and the dull one is selected. So this dull blue take here is selected. Now, as we can see, not all of these are the same duration, and that's okay. We have 2 ways in which we can apply the take selector. We can do it in a non-ripple way, where basically anything inside this big bracket here is kind of cut out and we use that, and anything that falls outside of the bracket is gone. We can do that. But at the upper right we have a trash can, and we have this odd little button here, and this is Ripple Take Selector. If we hit the Ripple Take Selector button, then what will happen is the take selector will extend to the end, the right side of the chosen edit. It will not go back beyond its in point, but it will stretch its out point out instead. And it will then ripple the rest of the edit along to respect the new duration of the cut we've chosen. So using this, we can have cuts from different takes being different durations, and they're all just kind of there at any given time, and we can very easily toggle between them. If I hit the X in the upper left, it will close the take selector, and it will stretch out. Remember, the in point will stay there, so it will trim off the stuff on the left-hand side, but the out point has now stretched out to the out point of this cut. And I can right-click this clip again and go back to take selector to open it back up. We have a clapperboard icon in the lower left part of this edit, and that tells me that there is a take selector active here. I can right click, and now a new option, Finalize Take, has turned up, and if I choose that, it will fix this edit in the timeline and get rid of the take selector completely. I'm going to open it back up again, and what I can then do is I can just go to the shorter edit and it will squeeze down there. Okay, dead easy to use. Deleting a take from the take selector is as easy as clicking on it to select it, and remember the dull blue one is active, not the bright blue ones. And then in the upper right there's a trash can. Just click that, that take goes. We can then go to another clip entirely if we so choose, and I can just drag that down here. It's not intelligent enough to know that it all comes from the same take, so you can stack up any number of things down here. This is designed to let you choose between different takes, but you could feasibly use it to stack up different angles as well. If you found a reason to do that, you can do that quite easily. Then just hit the X, and there it is. So it's a very, very easy tool to use. The big things to remember are, even with ripple mode on, it will trim stuff off before its start point. It will trim stuff off at the left. If you have ripple on, it will stretch out to the right. It will cut the left-hand side off. That's the big thing to remember. Right, that's pretty much it for the take selector. Remember, when you're done and it's finalized, to avoid handover issues to other bits of software, you will need to commit to your take selector. So that means going onto a collapsed take selector clip, right-clicking and choosing Finalize Take. It then just becomes that edit all take selector stuff is gone. The stacked edits, everything. It is now just a standard normal clip. So do remember to commit to these edits. Like, when I say that, I mean get it down on the timeline properly before you hand over, because multicam take selectors, they can mess up handover sometimes, so make sure that you do that. Right, that's it for the take selector, so click on through to the next lecture.